Harris. Welcome to Window in Wilmington. On today's show, we'll find out what types of programs the Division of Social Services offers. The Indo-American Association of Delaware will host its annual health and charity fair, and we'll tell you what you can expect at this year's event. The Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Inc. Zeta Omega chapter will tell us how young ladies can participate in the 65th annual debutante ball, and Pause for People will give us all of the details for this year's Easter bone hunt. But first, the In campaign, the In Wilmington campaign, is a 10-day celebration showcasing the best, vibrant, and innovative arts and entertainment community in Wilmington. Notice I said in Wilmington. Hi. And Brianna Henson is here now to tell us all about it. Hello, Brianna.
Hello. Thank you for having me on.
Well, we have to say in Wilmington. Yeah, you got to raise an eyebrow, something. In Wilmington.
And it's In Wilmington Week that's coming up.
In Wilmington Week. So talk to us about the In Wilmington Week.
Well, In Wilmington Week, it kicks off Friday, April 4th. It runs through Sunday, April 13th. It's a 10-day celebration of arts and entertainment in Wilmington.
In Wilmington.
Just designed to showcase, the diverse and vibrant arts community that we have here in Wilmington. There are more than 50 organizations participating throughout the week. We're proud to feature City Restaurant Week this year, which is taking place Monday, April 7th through Saturday, April 12th. There are 19 fine dining restaurants participating in City Restaurant Week, offering fantastic deals: $15 two-course lunches, $30
wow, really?
three-course dinners. It's an excellent way to get out and get a taste of Wilmington.
How are people reacting to this In campaign?
Well, pretty much everyone wants to be in. It's really just, about coming together and sharing resources and help spreading the word. So it's really an all hands on deck kind of initiative. And in general, patrons, organizations, everybody involved has been very excited to help spread the word about everything we have going on here in Wilmington.
And it's great because it's not only a way for people to see the arts or taste the fine dining, but there's a flip side to it. This actually helps the local economy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if arts, entertainment, dining, all certainly drives downtown economic development. People wouldn't be out and about and doing things if there wasn't anything to do. And we're giving them plenty of reasons to get out and spend money and support the local economy.
So talk to us about some of the arts that folks can see while they're in Wilmington during the In Week.
Pretty much anything and everything, no matter what you're into. In Week has it covered. If live music is your thing, World Cafe Live at the Queen, the Grand, Gable Music Ventures, they all have tons and tons of programming available. If you're into theater, Delaware Theater Company, it will be running Ain't Misbehavin' all week long. New Candlelight Theater in Arden is opening up their season with Anything Goes, a classic. Children's Theater, Delaware Children's Theater is offering Wake Me When I'm 16, the Sleeping Beauty story, which is actually geared towards teens. So there's something for everyone, no matter what age group you're in, what you're into. In Week has it covered.
Now, this In Week, it's interesting. Did this happen to go around we have a surprise guest. It's the mayor joining us. Come on in, Mayor. Just come on in. We'll mic you up. Come on in. Come on in. And everybody will get a chance to see Lori as she mics the mayor. Yes, you sit there. We're just talking to Brianna about the In Wilmington campaign and In Week, which is a great thing going on in the city of Wilmington. We'll wait for you to get his mic on, but I'm glad you could join us today. What a pleasure. Okay. All right, Mayor. So Brianna was just bringing us up to speed on the In Wilmington campaign, and I asked her about how this helps with the local economy, with restaurants, people going to see plays, different performances. So this is good for our local economy.
Oh, it absolutely is. Anytime you bring people in the city of Wilmington, they spend money to go to hotels and restaurants. That's a revenue. And we want that. We want people to come in our city. We want them to know this is a good city and a world-class city. And one of the things we want to do is open our borders up and bring people into our city, and that's the way you sell your city. Economic development is very important, but people spending money is very important in our city.
Where do you like to see the In campaign go? So we do this, it's 10 days, right, Brianna? So after this, what's next for the In campaign? How do we keep it going?
Well, first of all, we got to keep money pumped into it. That's number one. And we have to have events here so they can broadcast and be able to sell the city. We have conferences that are coming in our city. We have the All-Star Game coming in June, which will be live on ESPN. We need to take advantage of those opportunities where we have commercials on breaks in the innings, where we're selling the city of Wilmington. We have to show the skyline, what we have here, the Opera House, the Queen Theater, the DuPont Theater. We need to show all this stuff. And now we have a great opportunity this June to sell our city even more to hundreds of thousands of people that will be watching this All-Star game, probably up and down the East Coast.
How are we getting money to fund the campaign?
Well, some of it.
I mean, I'm sorry, Mayor. Right?
Some of it we pay, and,
Right.
and I think some of the money that comes in through the City Fest and all filters down to them, and a lot of it we do pay because I know sometimes we have put money in the budget for the end campaign. And when I first took office, a lot of people thought the end campaign was coming to an end. Absolutely not. I like the end campaign. We're working with them, and they're selling the city, and that's the bottom line. We're all team players, and that's the way we're going to make Wilmington a great city.
Well, here's a fun question for you.
Mm-hmm.
During the in campaign for M Week, where are you going to be in at? I know you're going to dine out or see a show or something.
Well, I dine out everywhere, and I spend a lot of time down at the riverfront and downtown. You don't know where me and my wife are going to show up, but we're always out and about, and we come to the Art Loop every now and then. But we do go to a lot of restaurants throughout downtown, and we're spending a lot of time at the riverfront. I'm always in the movie theater. We go once a week.
Do you?
Absolutely.
I didn't know that, so I'm going to go to the movie theater and come back and see it. Say, hey,
Buy your own
yeah.
ticket.
Oh, really? You're not even going to buy me a
I'll
ticket?
buy you a ticket. Only
At least-
kidding.
How about popcorn, too?
I'll buy you
And
popcorn,
I take
too.
Raisinets with my popcorn.
Okay, I like Raisinets too.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
I pour mine in. You know what? Tell us about the All-Star Game. So the All-Star Game, since you mentioned it,
Yes.
that is coming up, and I don't know if people
Absolutely.
really are aware of it yet,
Yes.
but it's a big deal.
It'll be here in June. I believe it's June the 14th, but it should start going on the website very soon. It was here about 13 years ago, and it did very well. So it's our turn again. And ESPN will be broadcasting this live. There'll be a parade. There's going to be a lot of things pumped up about this way before June. And the players will be downtown. We're going to take the players up and down Market Street. I'm going to be very involved with this. And I think this is the way we sell it. We just had the National Conference of Black Political Science here. NAACP will be here in the month of April. 2015, the National Conference of Northern Legislators will be here in Wilmington, Delaware. We expect thousands of people. And in 2016, we're expecting a big Baptist group to be here. These are things that people haven't looked at before. We're thinking way outside the box, into the future. The more people you draw into your city with disposable incomes, that's how you keep a city flowing.
I see new hotels then
Oh, yes.
to accommodate all these folks.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm praying that the city of Philadelphia gets the Democratic Convention. They will never be able to take care of all those people. The spinoff will come all the way down here. I'm pretty good friends with Mike Nutter. We've already been talking about that. And I hope the Pope comes to Philadelphia next year
Me
because the
too.
spinoff from that will come directly down here.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And we want that.
Yeah. So it sounds like we have a lot going on.
Oh, we do.
I mean, a lot of events are going to be coming here. The in campaign is going to keep going, picking up steam, generating revenue, and bringing people down here to see what Wilmington has to offer.
Absolutely.
I did want to point out in Wilmington Week is just one small piece of what the In campaign does year round. You guys can find us at inwilmingtonde.com. Pretty much anything and everything going on in the city. If it can be classified as entertainment in any way, shape, or form, we've got it covered. So check us out and stay informed. Stay informed.
Informed.
and
That's right.
But when you say in Wilmington, you got to say in Wilmington. You got to raise your
Yes.
eyebrow or something. You want to raise your eyebrow?
In Wilmington.
That was good. What restaurants, real quick, before we go, are going to be in the campaign? Can you just give us a couple?
For City Restaurant Week, a few off the top of my head. I know Big Fish Grill is participating, La Fia, Deep Blue, Piccolina Toscana. Tons of really, really good fine dining. I don't know how often you get to
I've
eat
been
out
to a couple,
downtown
yeah,
or
yeah,
dig
yeah.
in, hashtag dig in if you want to follow what's going
that's
on during
funny.
City Restaurant Week. But some fantastic, fantastic offerings.
And Mayor, before we go, since this is your first time here, and it better not be your last, let's leave us with some final words.
Well, I think Wilmington is on the move, and I'm very optimistic about some of the problems that we've had. Let's talk about, you have to always bring up public safety. We're making some moves to make some major changes. And since we went to the 3 deployment plan, our shootings are down, and I hate to keep talking about public safety, but they're down almost 60% in our hot zones. We've made some very, very difficult decisions and some great decisions. Our Cure Violence program, where we're going out, reaching out to the community, building relationships. Public safety, you have to have relationships with the community or else it just doesn't work. And we sat down with some other folks, business people and banks. We were promised some large sums of money, but we have to put this jobs program together. And if you don't do this, the problem you have with public safety, it will not work. You have to have a component where you have mediation, where people will not go out and do things to each other for retaliation. The hospital has to be a part, which the Christiana is going to be our partner, Christiana Hospital. Also, you're talking about job training and jobs once these people get trained. You can't keep giving people diplomas and tell them, go back home, you got 50 diplomas now, and still don't give them a job.
Right.
And the bad folks that don't want to act right and don't want to get into programs and GED programs, we're going to deal with them. But there is a place for everybody. We're going to ask people, behave yourself, put your firearms down, work with us, and then there's going to be jobs for you in the very near future. We're very serious about that.
If people want to find out about anything you talked about, like the job training programs and things like that, which they do
Well,
now.
they can call our office or
Okay.
go on the website and look at Local 55.
Okay.
That'll be John Blyden, and we can pass that information on to them. And also the East Side Rising with Hanifa Shabazz and Reverend Keeling.
Okay, okay. Now, I'm going to get this real quick before we go. I know we got to go. Are you coming back
I'll be back.
on a regular basis?
Anytime you want me to come back, I'll be
You
here.
heard it, live TV, you can't.
Brianna's sitting here. We got 2 camera people here and everybody else. So you better keep that promise.
I'm a team player. I'll be back.
Okay, that's good to know. All right. Up next, the Division of Social Services when we return.
Thanks for calling the GED Pep Talk Center. Jerry Stiller speaking. Your level 7 in-your-face pep talk.
I can keep pushing. Believe me, I'm good at it.
Once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell him.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? He needs something a little more.
Persuasive.
Yes.
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
Today, school kids rely on the internet for so many things: homework, math, research. But what about kids who don't have internet at home? Hello, I'm Theo Gregory, Wilmington City Council President. The internet is essential. As many as 80% of low-income families do not have access at home, including many right here in Wilmington. So help bridge this gap by supporting local broadband adoption programs. Let's get more students and families connected to the power of the internet.
Within the Department of Health and Social Services, the Division of Social Services is directly responsible for administrating Delaware's temporary assistance for needy families, food benefits, subsidized child care, general assistance, and refugee cash assistance. Elaine Arcangelo and Takia Perez join me now to tell us all about it. Hello, ladies.
Hi, how are you?
Well, you guys administer a lot. That's a busy office.
It is. We have several benefit programs. As you said, the cash assistance programs, general assistance, temporary assistance for needy family, TANF, and refugee.
Well, Elaine, but I got to stop you. That was the only thing I was a little confused about. It was like a refugee program?
There's a 10-month benefit for people who are identified as refugees that come into Delaware, where they're able to get cash while they acclimate to the state, wherever they're living in the state, and we provide supportive services to them through contract. So they get a small amount of cash, similar to TANF, and they get medical assistance.
Very nice.
And then, the expectation is that they will assimilate, learn the language, find a job, that sort of thing.
Well, it's good that they have at least some help here. You're not just coming here with nothing. You can reach out, we'll help you, we'll give you 10 months, and that point you should be able to find something to start getting the ball rolling.
Yes, it's a very small program for us. Our bigger programs are general assistance, which is the low income cash assistance for individuals who at the moment cannot work. And the maximum benefit for that is $90 a month. Pretty low, pretty low.
Elaine, how is somebody going to live on $90 a month?
Well,
right? I mean, not to beat up on you guys, I'm just saying, I understand.
That's the maximum benefit.
Wow,
yeah.
really?
So if they have some small amount of income, it might be a little bit less, but
wow.
That's for a one-person, single adult. And then we have the family assistance for caretakers and their children. And the maximum benefit for a family of 4 for that program is $407 a month. So these programs are the very low safety net for the very low income families.
Right. Now, the person that would get the $90 a month benefit, that they're not able to work because I'm assuming some kind of disability or something like that. It just can't be like you're not working because you're not working, right?
It could be short time. We have a very small number of people on that program who are in school. So they're high school students going to graduate. And you know, some of the disability are short term. Some people are applying for other kinds of help. Some people are looking for work. But you're actually, if you're employable, you're not eligible for that assistance.
Well, Elaine, I just got to ask you, so it seems that people that are taking advantage of this program aren't exactly living high on the old hog, are they?
I think you could say that.
Right. Well, you know, but I appreciate that there is some sort of assistance. You're just not letting everybody fall through the cracks.
Well, that's right. And you have to meet criteria, and Takia will go over some of the eligibility information. But with our family benefit, we also offer employment and training, so that, you know, our interest is to help people get back on their feet, because many of the recipients in this group, they need a lot of support because they had some kind of, you know, circumstance that is the reason that they come to us. So we have a number of benefits, not only cash. Cash is actually our smallest program.
Okay.
So we offer employment support, help people get ready to look for work, perhaps do some work experience, get some skills to put on their work experience so that they might become employed. And sometimes when they do those work experiences, we have people who do work experience in our agency, they could be hired into regular employment.
Oh, that's
so, but pretty much the people that get those benefits, not all, but pretty much people get those benefits also get SNAP, which is our food benefit program, otherwise known as food stamps. Most people know it as food stamps.
Do they still have food stamps or is it a credit card now?
I'm just curious. EBT. No more stamps. Haven't been stamps for a while.
Gosh, right. I'm dating myself, right?
Yes. Well, we all know how that was. But you know, it's easier. It's like you use it like a
debit card,
right?
You
go to the supermarket.
And I guess there's less of a stigma now with the debit card versus the actual paper stamp.
Well, it's not so easy to identify who is on stamps because many new people are on stamps because of what happened to them with the economy, or they went back to work and their wages are lower, so they qualify. So, you know, that is the case. There are a lot of people. It's a very highly utilized benefit. And it really did help people out during the recession.
Good. Now, Takia is going to tell us how people qualify for some of these things, right? Because there's a process to making sure you can receive some of these benefits, right?
Right. But I also want to mention 2 other programs that we provide: purchase of care, subsidized help with child care, so that people can maintain employment, you know, and have care for their children before school, after school, depending on the age. We cover children 0 to 12. Also,
is there a minimum salary requirement for the purchase of care?
There is, and Takia will go over it, but many of our programs provide assistance around the 200% of poverty range.
Okay.
And we'll flash a card about that.
Yeah, we do have cards.
So that people will see what that is. And then finally, medical assistance eligibility. Division of Social Services staff determine eligibility for Medicaid.
Now this would be separate from the Obamacare that we know, right? This is
well, it works 2 ways. Since November, we have been getting applications from the marketplace if they think people qualify for Medicaid, so that we can determine yes or no. And if the answer is no, they go back to the marketplace. If the answer is yes, they get Medicaid. And then people come in through one of several doors, which Takia will also share.
Okay. Takia, you're up.
Yes. Well, eligibility for our programs is complex. Child care, our food benefits program, and our cash assistance programs are determined based on household size and income. So the benefit level will vary depending on the household, each household. For example, in Delaware, the average monthly benefit for food benefits for a household is $260, and for an individual, it's $123. Our TANF grant for a family of 4 is $407. If that household has any additional income, that grant amount may be even less than that. And Elaine mentioned about the Medicaid program, and we are viewing and considering tax filing status now with the Affordable Care Act. But with that, income is the primary determining factor for Medicaid. And with Medicaid, different people are determined eligible based on their different income levels. For instance, children and pregnant women, they're determined at a higher income threshold than, say, a non-pregnant adult.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting. I always wonder who works out all of these these guidelines and these systems. You know what I mean?
Well, there are several federal agencies that manage our programs, so that for Medicaid, it's the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. For food stamps or SNAP, it's the USDA, the Food and Nutrition Service. And for TANF and child care, it is the Administration for Children and Families in HHS, federal HHS. And for general assistance, it's Delaware.
Now let me ask you something, and we got to go almost, lady. We're almost out of time. But I just want to know that does the amount, because we'll just use the $90 marker. Does that vary from state to state, or is that across the board?
Every state doesn't even have a general assistance program.
No.
So it does vary, and
Really?
probably maybe a little bit less than half the states have general assistance. Many states got rid of it about 10 or 15 years ago.
Oh my God, why?
Well,
I know that's a hard question to answer.
I think it's about how the public responds to things like poverty or people in need, and certainly children the public has more of an interest in children, so there's more support for children.
Kids, right.
The general assistance program is for single adults, so it's a public support thing, I think. But Delaware has continued to support it. The legislature funded it, and so we provide it. And that has grown in the recession.
I'd say I'd rather you guys give the person $90 than they do other things. I think that's sometimes people aren't looking for a handout, just a hand up. Yeah, so I think that's great. But we have to go, ladies. If anybody wants to find out more about the programs, what should they do?
Well, we have 19 locations available throughout the state of Delaware. People can walk in and apply for benefits. They can pick up an application. They can also download our applications and apply online through our Assist website. So we did also bring information for the community bulletin board that has all of our office locations as well, where people can contact us.
Very good.
And if they're interested in medical coverage, choosehealthde.com.
Got that one in, Elaine. You guys have to come back because you have way too much for 10 minutes, so we have to do a couple with you guys.
Well, thank you very much.
All right,
it's been
thank
a pleasure.
you. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting
and
you.
we'll be back right after these messages. Nice meeting you too. You guys did great. But yes, you do have to.
We are your Wilmington City Council, and we're also your neighbors. We're asking you to let us know about your community events, achievements, concerns, and issues.
That's why we created a special email address that will connect you to all of us in City Council.
Drop us an email about things going on in your neighborhood with Community Events 22 at wilmingtonde.gov. That's Community Events 22 at wilmingtonde.gov.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
The Indo-American Association of Delaware will host their annual health and charity fair Sunday, April 13th. Dr. Kaja Yazdani and Priya Shah are here now with details on this year's event. Hello.
Hello.
We always look forward to the charity fair. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, it's great, and it's a good, very good program.
It is. Yes. Now, let's talk a little bit about IAAD, because you guys have been in existence for how long?
It has been incorporated since 1984. IAAD is a non-profit with no religious affiliation, and we are here, the membership dues every, you can be a life member, and it compromises of, what we had started in a small basement, but now we are almost like 500 members strong, and you can be a life member on that. And IAD was started to have a affiliation in a way that we can give our cultural heritage and show the local community what we are all about, and how the Indian and American community can live together in harmony.
Yay, we like that. Doctor, I think it's interesting that IAAD has branched out. Like you said, you show a bit of the culture, but you also do a lot of giving back, hence this charity fair that you guys do every year. And I just wanted to know, and I want the people to know, why you guys think it's important to keep the charity fair going and why you do it.
It's important to show that we care, one, and then there are a lot of Indian physicians are here. We came here with a paper in hand telling that here, we are physicians, give us a job. So we went through training and we did all the things. What we are today is because of the community supporting us, and they have taken it with open arms. You see me today, what I am today is fun. So what we want to give back to the community is that here we are, you can come back, discuss with us. If you have any problems, it's free. It is, there are multiple specialties are there, the cardiology, pulmonology, there are psychiatrists, there are primary doctors, pediatrician, surgeons are there, so they can have one-to-one, they can sit down and talk to each doctor if they have any problem. And it is, you can go take it back to your own doctor and discuss with that, and that will help us out.
Now, the youth group also plays a big part in everything that IAAD does, including the charity fair. And Priya, let me know, you being on the youth group, because you're like the co-president, right? Yeah. Oh my goodness, right, so young. Well, good leader. Why is the youth group so active in this?
Well, the youth group really helps out in little things like selling food and games and stuff like that to help raise money for both of the charities we're supporting this year. So,
what do you like to see? What do you like most about the charity and health fair? As you know, being in the youth group and help organizing things.
Well, we also have a cultural program, which is just entertainment for everybody that comes, and it's free admission, so that just helps entertain the people that come. And there's dancing, and we've had a fashion show before with like Indian clothes and stuff.
Yeah,
and
I have a sorry. I do.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of kids that come for the food and for the games. So yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Okay, Dr. Yazdani, what can people expect at this year's Charities Fair? Now, there's always a lot of doctors there, but now, are you focusing in on any illnesses, diabetes, heart disease, depression?
We have all the specialties there. We can also do free screening. We can be doing people having bone density getting it done. They can have a cardiogram taken care of. They have people who have any muscle problem. We can do free EMGs there. We have a dietitian, free EMG, so if they have any kind of surface EMG, we can see if they have any carpal tunnel. We can right away there diagnose that they have it and give them a slip. They can take it back to their own doctor and get taken care of that. Second thing also is that there are people who can even have their routine check, blood pressure check, their height and weight. There's a nutritionist there who can give you, what to eat, when what not to eat. The thing is that it's a vast area we cover. We have all specialties in there.
Right.
So
let me ask you something, and I hope this never happens, but what if somebody comes to the fair and high blood pressure, you test and they have just all kinds of things wrong? I guess you immediately send them to the hospital, right?
Yes, most of the time if there's that critical, yes, we have always, actually this year it's going to be at that Hindu temple in Yorklyn and Yorklyn Road in Hocassin. So if we have someone to be taken care of, 911 is 1 second away, and we are about, so they can be sent out directly right away.
Right.
And also with this, with the help of this, we have established something where people can come one-to-one to a physician who they don't know,
right,
and then talk to them.
Right.
And
are people more likely to open up to a physician that they don't know than a physician that they go to all the time?
That will be very difficult because I'm a primary care. I think that my patients, my patients will come to me with open arms.
Well, I tell the truth now. I didn't always when I was younger. I don't know why.
That trust you have in your own family doctor is always there. But when they come, they're hesitant. Even though they go to their family doctors, but they have some special problem of let's say, they have problem with their hands and pain. The primary care cannot do that there, and if they don't have any kind of insurance, they have to go to someone else. Here it is free.
Right.
So if you have insurance or no insurance, it's free checkups, everything is done free, and that's the best part of it.
Priya, for kids who might want to come to the health fair, what would you say to them? Because they can get checked out too, right? Kids too. Yeah. So what would you say to any kids that might be watching and say, I might want to check that out?
Well, there's food there, and it's a lot of fun, and it's actually really fun to watch the cultural show and watch kids their age do dancing, even younger kids like do dancing and all, so yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And they get to see the youth group there. So we want to remind everybody, when's the health fair at Health and Charity Fair again, Doctor? Or Priya?
It is April 13th, Sunday from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay. And the Hindu Temple, Yorklyn Road, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
In Hocassin. Okay. And what would you want people to know before we get out of here, Doctor, if you have anything to say?
Then we have a special, there are two charities. We have the charity, what the youth group is doing is?
The Creative Vision Factory. It provides individuals with behavioral health disorders. It gives them an opportunity to express themselves and recover through the arts, which is great charity, I think.
That's great.
And the second charity we have started, we are proud to start a fund where people can come, if their parents, anyone coming in to have any kind of testing done, they don't have any insurance. The IAAD have a health fund now where they can come to the doctor who are designated, come there and we give them a slip and do their basic lab work.
Really?
Yes, they're the best part of it, and we are very happy to announce that anybody whose parents are coming from anywhere, it's not has to be Indian or has to be Irish or has to be Mexican, anywhere they're coming from, they can come to us. This is it is usually given for people who are members of IAAD. So the family joined the membership and the fund is already there. So basic lab will be done. So we are very, very happy to announce that.
I love IAAD. Gosh, you guys are so progressive. My goodness.
Well, you know something? It's been a pleasure to have both of you here, Dr. Yazdani and Priya. And I'm sure I'll see you again probably at India Fest.
That'll be great.
I'll wear my sari.
That'll be great. India Fest is great. It is going leaps and bounds, supported by county as well as the city of Wilmington. We are very happy, and the new mayor, we love to have him there.
Yes, and India Fest is fun. So everybody, and we do something with them every year, so I'm sure they'll be here before India Fest kicks off. And Priya, will we see you dancing in one of the dances this year?
We'll see.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Well, thank you both for joining us. It's been a pleasure, and we'll see you back here again, okay?
Nice of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Namaste. We'll be back with Zeta Omega Chapter Alpha Kappa Alpha Inc. when we return.
I grew up in the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.
Accidents happen. So do huge medical bills. Find out how to get health insurance coverage by visiting ChooseHealthDE.com.
A debutante is a young lady who has reached the age of maturity and is a new adult, is introduced into society at a formal debut presentation. Patricia Wilson and, Diane Campbell-Taylor join me now to talk all about the Debutante Ball 65th Annual. And I love your jacket.
Thank you.
I do. You got to be, come on, it's the pink and green, right? So let's talk about this. A young lady becoming a debutante. How does that happen?
Well, we send information to the different high schools throughout the county, and the counselors, they distribute information to all the students, and the students that are interested, they need to be in 12th grade.
Okay.
And meet certain criteria, such as having a 2.5 average, and also have some kind of community orientation. And they fill out an application and they submit it.
How much of a commitment is it for the young lady who is going to be a debutante?
It is a 7-month commitment.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. So what happens in the 7 months?
It's very involved. We have a lot of various workshops, such as social etiquette, health information, college information, financial aid, things that will help the ladies learn about various things.
That's interesting. That's good. And do you think that, I guess, you know, something most of the girls going through this would see all of the information in the workshops that you all provide as being helpful and beneficial as they grow?
Yes, yes, many of them. Especially one workshop that I can think of in particular is elegant dining. And we have many young ladies that haven't experienced elegant dining and know the proper etiquette of how you use which fork and which...
Yeah, right, because you start, let's see, come on, who can help me, Diane? You start with the fork furthest out and work in, right?
Yeah, right.
See, I know, right? Patricia, you laughing, I did know that one. But that is actually very nice, and like you said, that some have never experienced it, so this is an experience and a lesson that they learn with you ladies, and they carry it for life.
That's true.
Now, how do young men fit into the whole debutante ball?
We don't work with them throughout the whole 7 months. They come into the picture at the end of the ball, like the last month, and they're responsible for escorting our young ladies on the night of their debut at the ball.
So did you send the stuff out from school too? Like, how does that work when you try to get them?
We go through the debutantes.
Oh, okay, so it's people that they know. Right, and that they would think like, okay, he would make a nice escort at the debutante ball.
Yes.
What does it mean for a young girl when she's a debutante? So once you've gone through all the program, the ceremony on the day, and they all look very beautiful in their gowns, I have seen quite a few. What does that mean once you cross that final threshold into debutantism? I don't know.
Well, for a lot of the young ladies, they feel like they've really experienced something. They've had this bond with other girls. They've learned all the social graces, and they just feel like they're ready to get out into the world.
After because it's not after the debutante ceremony, what happens then with these young ladies? Do you all keep in touch with them, and does it become another form of a sisterhood, sort of like a sorority?
It's kind of difficult to keep in touch with the debutantes because the majority of them all go to college. So, and our program ends in April, and usually they're out of school in May, and then most of them are on their way to college. And some debutantes do keep in touch with us.
Right. We do have a mentoring program. I'm chair of the mentoring. I assign a sorority member to the debutante who works with them, gets to know them, see that they come to the meetings and are participating and enjoying the experience. And they actually, I have several debutantes several years ago who still keep in touch with me, who have joined the sorority. So it depends on your bond with that particular individual, but I still have some previous debutantes that I keep in touch with.
So you find that after, it's not always the final chapter. They come back, they do keep in contact. Do you use any of the former debutantes to help train new debutantes?
On many instances we have, because right now we have former debutantes that have decided to join Alpha Kappa
That's
Alpha.
great. That is great. Wow, that is really great. It's like a whole sisterhood. That is great. So, and it's also to keep, it's a great way for people networking in the community, right?
Yes, it is. It is. Because as I said, that the debutantes, they give back to the community by the various volunteer work that they do. So that's the connection.
And Pat, you mentioned the whole mentoring component, which is a big aspect nowadays, especially with mentoring kids and young adults in the community.
Because some of our mentors are high school teachers, principals, guidance counselors who could also, and may have the same career path that some of the debutantes are interested in. So they can network and talk to those mentors who can give them further advice as to how to proceed in their college career or when they go looking for a job.
So what can they expect the big night at the ball?
Well, it's a hectic night.
A lot of pomp and circumstance.
Yes, they get awards before they actually do their what we call figure rehearsal. Yeah, for the highest average, they get scholarships, they get book awards. So they do have awards to look forward to and before they do their actual figure presentation.
The figure presentation.
Their waltz.
Wow, really? Yes. Oh my goodness, that is interesting.
They're in the process of learning those steps now.
Yeah, right. I was going to say
every Sunday.
Next time when you guys come back, we want to see some video.
Okay. We'll have plenty.
So now, young ladies who might be interested, what should they do right now?
Well, in mid-April, we start recruiting and sending letters out to the school guidance counselors. And they let their high school seniors know that if they're interested, they can come and see them, get an application, complete it. And if they meet the criteria, then they send it in and we contact them.
Okay. Now, we want to remind everybody, what's the criteria again that they need to meet, the young ladies?
Needs to be a high school senior who's going to graduate during at the end of the debutante year, 2.5 grade point average, and just someone who's lively, communicates, and has done some type of community service work.
Okay, great. All right, before we go, Pat, any last words to potential debutantes?
No, it was just to let them know it's a nice experience to look into.
All right. Yes. And if anybody wanted to find out more about it, what do they need to do?
We have an email address that they can contact, which is debutanteprogram@yahoo.com.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies, both for joining us. I appreciate it. And maybe next time when you come back, maybe bring a debutante. We'd like to talk to her about her experience.
Okay, that's a good idea.
All right.
We'll do that.
Pause for People Pet Therapy will join us next.
I want my Ed TV.
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 Now.
I want my Ed TV.
I want my Ed TV.
It's that time of year when you and your pet can enjoy an afternoon of Easter bone hunting. Lynn Robinson and Carrie Collins Mooney, along with Dudley, with his pretty green Paws for People scarf on,
Absolutely.
are here now to tell us all about the Easter bone hunt. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. We like Dudley. He's nice.
Isn't he sweet?
Sitting there, he's cute.
He's very well behaved.
Wow. So, Paws for People Easter bone hunt. And Lynn, I was just telling you, I do think the pictures were funny and cute. I mean, that rabbit with that dog was pretty funny. I love that picture. Did you send me that picture,
Yes,
Karen?
I did.
I love that picture. That was good.
Where the rabbit is bigger than the dog? Is that
Yeah,
the one?
yeah. Well, and the dog just looked like he was just like, yeah, I'm posing for my Easter picture. But it was cute, you know what I mean? So I like that. You know, I thought it was really a great way for people to get out, meet other people, your pets play and all that stuff. That's always a great thing.
It's fun. It is really a lot of fun, and people from all over just come, bring their dogs, have fun, and eat and hunt and enjoy each other, which is really neat.
Yeah,
You've
it's
got
a
the
great
details.
time. Yes, it's a great time. It's on Saturday, April 12th this year at the Blue Hen Bed and Breakfast right on Nottingham Road in Newark. And we'll be starting gathering around 1 p.m. and then the hunt will actually begin at 1:30. And refreshments and activities will be starting around 2. I actually brought you a flyer.
Yay! Okay, Easter bone, and he's got a pile of bones.
Yes,
Yes.
it's a great time. So many treats, toys, games for dogs, and there are activities for children as well. It's a great time for the whole family.
Paws for People, I think people need to know, like, this isn't just about having a good time, but you guys actually have made a real impact in the community, whether it's with kids, whether it's through, you know, kids reading, pet therapy. You know, this is an organization that is really growing, and you do so many good things.
Love that you talk that way. Thank you.
You do, you
yes.
do.
Well, the whole basis is for people like Carrie and Dudley to go visit folks that are sad or lonely or feeling uncomfortable or in physical and occupational therapy. I mean, we have 23 different programs to work with. But in order to support that, we need to do events like the Easter Bone Hunt and other things throughout the year. I did want to give you this. This is our Paws calendar, and here's a picture of Dudley. So
This
you
is
can
my
have
calendar.
That is your calendar.
Oh, look at this calendar. This is
Yes.
cute.
And a couple other friends that you have met in the past are in there too. So
Really? You
can
always
find
bring
them.
good friends. They're
Yes,
all memorable.
Sonny's in there, and that's it, yeah.
Wow. What do you want people to know most about what Paws does in the community? Because you got new programs that you're working on too now.
Yes. I would think if people could understand that what we do is use the connection, the beautiful connection between people and animals, which is a positive, healing connection, and we use that to help people feel better. And so again, whether it's somebody in hospice waiting to die, or it's a 6-month-old at AI DuPont Hospital with some kind of issue, or it's just somebody that's lonely, we work with them and do a whole lot of things. Now, having mentioned new programs, I brought this because I wanted you to know about this. This is a brand new program that we've just started. It's called What Do You Do with the Dog at Home? So we have 370 trained therapy teams. Carrie, Dudley, team, you and your pussycat, maybe, a team. We have those folks that are out doing the reading programs, the work with the autism, the work with drug and alcohol rehab, all of those programs. But we've decided that it would also be important to help parents understand that their family dog can be a therapy dog for their special needs children.
Really?
So we've developed this program, and we're actually teaching parents how to work with their family dog who might be sitting over there while their child is having a meltdown. How about we bring the dog over and support the child like we would do?
Right.
Because that's the work that we do, but we're trying to explain to parents that they can incorporate their animals to encourage the child to get up and get more physical activity, or to relax and be calming and pet the dog and brush the dog while they're doing their homework, or just to be able to speak more. I'm working with a little boy who's 5. He's nonverbal, high on the autism spectrum, and he talks to the dog.
Really?
But if I say, okay, tell Dudley to sit, he'll say, sit. We can't hear that. Dudley can't hear that. So he'll say, sit louder, and his mom's going, oh, he's talking.
Right.
But he'll do it for the dog, which is a really neat, again, that's the connection. People feel more comfortable doing that. So we can use lots and lots of techniques that we do because we're trained to, but we can help the parents understand that too. So pretty neat, huh?
Right, and I think it's amazing how you guys always find great teams, Karen and Dudley. I mean, because this is a commitment. This is, it's something that you want to do, and why did you decide to be part of Paws for People?
Paws for People is a great organization that provided us with training so that we could be more effective. Dudley had a natural ability I saw in our own lives to be comforting and therapeutic and help people relax. And Paws for People was a great organization to help us get started and think about what we would do in different situations we hadn't thought about before, like if someone was non-responsive, how we could still visit with them, or if someone was afraid of dogs and how we could visit with them as well and have a great time.
Wow, that is amazing. And you guys have a lot of great teams. I met a lot of the teams. I mean, I just think that this is amazing how the organization keeps going in different directions.
Well, I think we're very, very blessed with the folks because the people that come to us to be trained love their animals. So that's special. And they love people enough to be wanting to spend their extra time to make that connection. So while we have everything from judges and billionaires to kids that are just working and wanting community hours and they work with their own animals, they come. But one thing that you did mention is Paws. I believe we try very hard to be responsive to community needs. So when something like this with teaching the parents need something.
Right.
Parents of special needs kids are clutching for something to help work with that.
What's one of the most, I guess, I don't want to say the best technique, but what's one of the most used techniques that in the book that you tell parents about?
Bonding. Simply bonding. I usually say something, okay, who feeds the dog? And of course the parents raise their hand and say, okay, if you want the child and the dog to bond, then they need to be doing the feeding by hand, they need to be doing the watering, they need to be doing the walking, so that the dog understands, oh, this child is my human, as opposed to mom or dad doing all the work.
Right.
And then once that bond develops, then the dog is more responsive to the child's needs. The child feels like more in control, like I have a friend and I have a companion. And then that whole relationship builds up, and there's many, many beautiful things that happen from that.
Great.
Yeah.
Lynn and Karen, before we go, we want to remind everybody, Easter Bone Hunt.
Yes.
Yes. You can register online at pawsforpeople.org, or you can call the office for more information at 302-351-5622. You'll probably talk to me when you call.
All right. And if anybody wants to find out more about all the great work Paws is doing in the community, or how they can have Paws help them, what should they do? Same thing?
Same thing.
Okay.
The same thing, and we have a special request program so we can do individual work without necessarily going to a facility. So if people want that, they can just call and we work that out with them.
Love you
Thank
guys. Way to go, Paws. Way to go. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you,
And
Shannon.
no, not you, Paws. Like you love us? No. And we'll see you back here again soon. And thank you for
Absolutely.
introducing us to Karen and Dudley and Lynn. Keep up the great work and all
you.
the fantastic people that you help. I mean, and that help make the organization. We love that.
It is our pleasure to do that, and pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thanks, Lynn. When we return, we'll find out what's going on at the Habitat for Humanity art auction right after these messages.
Child support clients, do you want your money faster? Sign up today to receive your funds electronically by either direct deposit into an existing checking or savings account, or the new First Aid Family Card, a prepaid MasterCard account that is credited whenever a payment is made into your child support case. For more information, visit us online at www.dhss.delaware.gov/DCSE. Or you can reach us on the phone in Newcastle County by calling 577-7171, in Kent County 739-8299, or in Sussex County 856-5386. Thank you.
What if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Before we go, we'd like to tell you about a few fun things happening around town.
The Frame Center is a nonprofit organization in the Wilmington community that offers a warm water indoor pool with swimming, adult swim lessons, aquatic exercise classes, and water volleyball, all designed for adults. Frame also offers yoga and Tai Chi, a fitness room, fitness classes, and social programs for adults aged 50 and over at the lowest possible membership fees. Frame offers an individualized fitness program designed to fit your individual challenges and needs with the activities you enjoy. For more information, you can call 302-658-8420 or visit their website at www.framecenter.org.
Thanks for tuning in to Window in Wilmington. For everybody here at WITN Channel 22, I'm Shannon Harris. See you next time.